By the early 1950s, Frank Sinatra's career was collapsing. His record label had dropped him. His film studio had let him go. Critics were writing his obituary as a serious artist. And at the exact same moment, he was in the middle of the most consuming, most publicly chaotic relationship of his entire life. Her name was Ava Gardner. Decades later, Sinatra would reportedly call her the great love of his life. Friends who knew him described a man who never fully recovered from how it ended. This is the full documented story of the relationship that unfolded alongside the lowest point of Sinatra's career, and, according to many who studied his life, helped shape the fierce determination behind his eventual comeback. Ava Gardner was, by the early 1950s, one of the most successful and sought-after actresses in Hollywood, known both for her film career and for her striking public presence. Sinatra and Gardner had crossed paths in Hollywood social circles for several years before their relationship developed into something more serious. Their relationship became public at a time when Sinatra was still legally married to his first wife, Nancy Barbato Sinatra, a fact that generated significant press coverage and public scrutiny surrounding the relationship well before Sinatra's divorce from Nancy was finalized. Sinatra and Gardner married in November 1951, shortly after his divorce from Nancy Barbato Sinatra was finalized. Their wedding and relationship received extensive media coverage, given the combined star power of two major entertainment figures and the public nature of the relationship leading up to the marriage. From the outset, the relationship was characterized, according to numerous biographical accounts from people close to both Sinatra and Gardner, by an intense connection combined with significant volatility. Both individuals maintained demanding, high-profile careers, and their time together was frequently affected by the professional schedules that kept them apart for extended periods. The years of Sinatra and Gardner's relationship coincided almost exactly with the most difficult professional period of Sinatra's career. As documented in an earlier episode of this series, Sinatra lost his recording contract, his film career stalled, and his once immense popularity was in serious decline during this same period. Biographers have extensively documented how this professional collapse placed additional strain on the relationship, with Sinatra's career struggles unfolding publicly at the same time. Gardner's own career remained strong and internationally prominent. Some accounts from the period describe a dynamic where Gardner was, at points, the more professionally successful and financially stable partner in the marriage, a role reversal that was unusual for Hollywood couples of that era, and reportedly a source of tension between them. Sinatra's landmark comeback with his Oscar-winning role in From Here to Eternity, covered in detail in an earlier episode of this series, unfolded during this same period of his relationship with Gardner. According to multiple biographical accounts, Gardner played a supportive role during this critical juncture in his career, with some sources suggesting she personally advocated for him to be considered for the role. Despite the professional turnaround, the marriage itself continued to face significant strain. Sinatra and Gardner separated in 1953, and their divorce was finalized in 1957, following several years of formal separation. Even after the marriage ended, accounts from people close to both individuals describe a continued personal connection between them that persisted for years afterward. Biographers who have studied Sinatra's life extensively have frequently pointed to the relationship with Gardner as one of the most emotionally significant chapters of his personal life, distinct even from his other marriages. Multiple accounts from people close to Sinatra in later decades describe him as maintaining a particular emotional connection to memories of the relationship for the rest of his life. The relationship is also frequently cited by music historians in connection with some of Sinatra's most emotionally resonant recordings from the mid-1950s, particularly material from his celebrated Capitol Records period covered in an earlier episode, recordings that many critics and biographers have connected, at least in part, to the emotional experiences of this period in his personal life. A marriage between two of the biggest stars in Hollywood, unfolding during the lowest professional point of his career and the highest point of hers. The relationship between Frank Sinatra and Ava Gardner remains one of the most thoroughly documented, most emotionally significant personal chapters of his life. A love story that, by numerous accounts, he carried with him for the rest of his years. In our next episode, we'll cover another single, defining moment in Sinatra's remarkable life. If you're enjoying these deep dives into real, documented events from classic Hollywood history, subscribe. There's a lot more still to uncover.